For the past 3 decades, extraordinary students from disadvantaged inner-city homes in Los Angeles have captivated audiences with their inspiring performances of Shakespearean plays enhanced with popular music that they play and sing.
Time after time, night after night, she would look up to me, saying she would know me. I don't understand the world today. I don't understand what she needs.
The amazing actors and musicians are primarily first and second generation children from Korean and Mexican families.
My two parents are from Mexico, and I'm a first-generation American. I would describe it as a program where you feel more like a family than just like classmates or whatever.
We had most kids speaking English as a second language. We didn't know if we had accents. My first language was Korean. He was very strict about grammar. He was very strict about reading. It was a non-negotiable for him that we all read a lot and well, and that we understood what we read, and that we read really good literature. And it made a big imprint on my life.
But it's not me.
What? Camillo there? Aye, my good lord.
Camillo, this great sir would yet stay longer.
You had much ado to make his anchor hold. When you cast out, it still came home.
It's no it.
He would not stay at your petitions, made his business more material.
Did perceive it? They're here with me already, whispering round me. Sicilians so forth. 'Tis far gone when I shall gust at last.
The stunning live performances are merely one part of the innovative and inspirational education program that includes English, literature, history, mathematics, science, music, and more, all created by their remarkable teacher, taskmaster, mentor, and friend, Rafe Esquith.
I don't see him as a teacher, I see him as a friend. I remember when I first entered his class, so we started this art project, and then I said, Mr. Esquith, can you help me with it? And then he was like, don't, just call me Rafe. And then ever since then, it just felt like he's not just a teacher.
Rafe has, he's very thorough when he's explaining to us, and he makes it so simple, you know? It's like, it's really easy to understand when he explains it to us, and once we have a clear understanding of what we're saying and what we're doing, it all, you know, it flows.
He's not like other teachers at school. Other teachers, they, like, if you were to go to another classroom, they would just like start the lesson and not ask you, oh, how are you feeling today? Is there anything I need to know about any health problems or anything? But when I answer with Rafe, he always asks, oh, how are you guys feeling? Is there anything I need to know about today? Anything that would like he cares about us all the time, and other teachers don't really do that.
I mean, this is someone who truly cares about all of these people. Talk about someone with conviction and someone with a die-hard routine, someone that really knows what the end goal is. You know, someone who really walks the walk. He will, if you think you're working hard, he'll do 10 times what you're doing. If students are rehearsing for 5 hours, he'll go home and rehearse for another 5 hours on his own. He'll read, he'll reread, he'll listen, and he'll listen again.
I've been in the program since 4th grade, and there's been a lot of wonderful experiences. I love working with Rafe in the group. It's just been a wonderful, really fun time. My grades are really good, and part of it is because of Rafe, because he has taught me a lot, like in math and English. Like, I'm the second person in my family to go to college. I'm really happy because my parents didn't go to college or didn't even go to high school. They didn't even finish middle school because they had to help with their families first. My character, she doesn't have a lot of money, or she comes from a poor family, and that kind of connects to my life because My family's poor. But
No, shepherdess, this, your sheep shearing, is as a meeting of the petty gods, and you, the queen on it.
Sir, my gracious lord, your high self, the gracious mark in the land, you have obscured with the swaying swan, and me, poor lowly maid, most godless I think of. I should bless to see you so attired, swoon I think, to show myself a glass.
I bless the time when my good falcon made her flight across thy father's ground.
Even now I tremble to think your father by some accident should pass this way as he did. Oh, the fates, what will he say? Or how should I, indeed?
Due to the devastating pandemic, the actors and musicians were isolated at home. Finally, under strict precautions, they reunited as a family to rehearse in person for the first time in 2 years.
I started as a 4th grader, and just like the friendships that we build, also the friendship with Rafe. At first it was like, oh, he's my teacher, but I guess throughout time I just got to see, oh, he's more than just a teacher. I'm mostly a musician, so I play guitar, bass, flute, piccolo, yeah. I would say it's the help of Rafe. He's the one that mostly got me inspired. If it weren't for him, I probably wouldn't have started playing all these instruments.
There is this girl named Angie. She recently left the program. She's in college now. She goes to Harvard. Yes. I think she really inspired me because I remember being in 5th grade and seeing they started running a couple of songs, and her voice it's just great, man. It's so wonderful on the ears. And I was like, wow, I'd want to sing like that one day. It's crazy, yeah.
They've become a great part of my family. It has been a journey because I know that in the 4th grade, I was very shy. Rafe has shown us that when you're acting, it's not Jesus that's acting. It's the character that's acting.
To be honest, I wouldn't be here without Rafe. I was not a good student, honest. I was a bad student. I wanted to be part of his class, but I knew if I wanted to be part of his class, I had to change. And thankfully, he put me on the right track with music. Music really, basically kind of changed my life, turned my whole life around.
72 hours later, the Hobart Shakespeareans performed The Winter's Tale for a live audience at the El Portal Theater in North Hollywood.
I grew a lot through the years, and I feel like I am still growing. Rafe has always taught us that there's always more to know. We never stop. There's always more to keep on learning. And through the Hobart Shakespeareans, I learned that we have to learn to see a bigger picture. I grew stronger in friendships. Although we don't go to the same school, I know that they're always there for me and that I will always be there for them.
I joined in 4th grade. Honestly, it's because of the people. I think the environment that this program creates is really amazing. I think it's kind of, like a place where you kind of forget, all your struggles because you're all joined together by your love for music or acting or, literature, whatever it may be. It's like, there's no judgment and we lift each other up.
I understand the business. I hear it. To have an open ear, a quick eye, and a nimble hand is necessary for cuppers. A good nose is requisite also to smell out the works of the other senses. Prince himself is about a piece of iniquity, stealing away from his father at the clog of his heels. If I thought it were a piece of honesty to acquaint the king, I wouldn't do it. Therefore, I remain constant in my profession.
Throughout the last 30 years, these inner city children have traveled the world to New York, Washington, Oregon, London, and dozens of other locales, performing for packed audiences and learning enriching history, art, and culture firsthand. You can't watch the little actors without wanting to cry. Why do you cry? I suppose it's happiness, really, and a regret that not all the children in the world could have a Rafe Esquith for a teacher.
Rafe gave me the opportunity. Rafe gave me all the chances I have today to be able to travel, to be able to read the literature that I would never have thought that I could discover and become my passions, to be able to receive a musical instrument and learn it and be able to learn these musical instruments. All of these things were by the help of Rafe, and if it weren't for him, I could have been a completely different person.
Lady, you got the love I need. Maybe more than enough. Darling, 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 walk a while with me. Oh, you got.
More than 500 Hobart Shakespeareans have graduated from the finest colleges and universities in the nation, including Harvard, Yale, Stanford, UCLA, and many more.
I'm a senior this year. I have one more year of high school left, and then I'm off to college. I plan to study civil engineering.
When I see that a fellow student of mine got into college, Johnny got into, my friend Johnny got into Columbia on a full ride, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. We were able to grow up with similar struggles, and I saw you, get out of the low-income community and go into, Columbia. That's amazing. So I think that's kind of what helps us be happy for each other. Yeah.
I'll be attending Columbia University as a environmental engineering major. I never imagined that I would get into an Ivy League, or not even get accepted to a college, but with Rafe's encouragement and just the environment of this class, it's just oh wow, I think I can try to be an Ivy kid.
For every inch of woman in the world, every dram of woman's flesh is false, if she be.
Hold your pieces.
Good my Lord. It is for you we speak, not for ourselves. You are abused, and by some putter on, I'll be damned for it.
Cease. No more. You smell this business with a scent as cold as is a dead man's nose.
If it be so, there need no grave to bury honesty. There's not a grain of it the face to sweeten on the whole dungy earth.
Rafe has a way of making people feel really extraordinary. And he told me when I was 9 years old that I was a very extraordinary person and that I was going to do great things. And he reminded me of this every year that I saw him. And every pedantic thing that I would achieve, he thought was extraordinary. And he reminded me of that. And when a child hears that from somebody of such authority and such life experience and has all those accolades, it makes a huge imprint on your mind, on your soul. You start to believe it. And when you believe it, that confidence can carry you into truly doing extraordinary things. And that, again, is a very deep thing that Rafe has had to work a long time to achieve. And that trust that he develops with his students, so they know that he means it when he says that he truly supports you and that he thinks you are an extraordinary human being.
Extraordinary Hobart Shakespeareans all share 3 fundamental life lessons that are Rafe's words to live by. Be nice, work hard, and there are no shortcuts.